Hey guys, so this is a video response, an unexpected video response because I still have the other videos I was planning to do for you today. But this is a video response to Smoky Pink Leopard's Born This Way tag. I watched the video and since she said that she wanted, to see as many as she could, then I figured I would. So, and I copied her and wrote them all on paper because that just seems so much more fun. So this is one that I started getting at primary school, and it's plant because my name's Heather and Heather is a plant. And, if you look up people's names on baby name websites, it always has, interesting things for everyone's names. And, yeah, no, mine was always just, the name of a Highland plant from Scotland, in purple or pink hues. And that was all it ever was. It never has a better meaning. So, all through primary school, I got plant. And so, on the back, yeah, I don't know, that's kind of one where, you can't really make, not that you can't make it better, but I never cared. I mean, the best thing was I've never, ever met anyone else. Like, I've never been in a class with anyone else called Heather, ever. So at least I never got, confused with any other students because I was the only one at my high school called Heather. I was the only one at my primary school called Heather. I don't know about university. There's probably other people called Heather at my university because it's enormous. But anyway, I never minded that one. Now, then we have the very standard, overly emotional. I don't actually know if you can see this, so I'm just going to do this. So yeah, overly emotional. I've got that for a long time. I have a reasonable number of mental health issues. That means that it's not actually my fault. I've always been overly emotional. But then again, I am also always get the labels of caring, loving, kind-hearted, and always there for people. The people who call me overly emotional also always come back to me saying, I need help, I can't do something, those sorts of things. So, yeah, always that. And now, the very standard one with me. Big, nasty, three-letter word. Fat. At one point when I was working in a clothing store, I had a customer behind me say to her friend, she tried to whisper within my earshot, she's too fat to work here. Excuse me? Well, the clothes fit me, so clearly I'm not. So that one I've always turned around to curvy. It's not fat. I'm not round. Like, for me it's always been, if you're actually, round. I'm not like those people you see who sit on couches and they're just like this. No, but I still go like that. I still go in and out, and it's curvy. The best argument I've ever had of this was my partner and two of my friends, who he's also sort of friends with, it's a long story, having a discussion about which of their girlfriends was the best out of the three of them. So there was me, and then two of my other female friends. Now one of them is very tall, and she's on the curvy side, but not really. She'd only be like a size 12 here, maybe like 10 or 12. And then there's the other one who's shorter than me and very, very, very petite, like just no shape. And that, so the other two guys were going on at my partner, oh, blah, 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 they're so much better, they're so much skinnier. And James just turned around in one word, boobs. And they both just stopped and then changed the conversation because they knew neither of them could beat me on that and beat James on that. So that worked. And then, weird. I get this a lot, like all the time. As in, I've had that my entire life. I've had teachers tell my parents when I was at primary school that I was weird. But turn that around, hey, I don't care. I am happy being weird. This is a magnet that my friend bought me some time ago. And it is being weird isn't enough. And I think it's perfect. And it's just, I don't care. I will freely admit that I am very, very weird. Very, very weird. I'll turn the camera for a second. These are my partner's magnets, but I also play with them. Yeah, they're Minecraft magnets from the computer game Minecraft. I bought them for him, but I play with them, which leads very well into nerd. And yeah, same as weird. I don't care. I am very, very proudly a nerd. Very happy being a nerd. I've always been one. I started watching science fiction and Stargate with my father when I was very, very small. Always have. I like it. And yeah, I freely admit, we actually had a massive discussion at uni one day about the difference between a nerd and a geek, and it was that nerds are more awesome. That was pretty much the definition we came up with between nerd and geek, was nerds are more awesome. Then we have too smart for her own good and egghead. I've had the top one from teachers repeatedly, and I'm just like, so I got in trouble at primary school when I must have been 8 or so, maybe 7 or 8. And the school bully started calling me banana head. And after about a week of it, I eventually turned around and just looked at him and said, why not, you know, apple head or something? Because I have a round face, you can see it very clearly. I have bright rosy red apple cheeks, and I didn't have blonde hair, I had brown hair by then, like it had gone quite dark, and I was like, why banana brain? It doesn't make any sense, you know, why banana head? And I was honestly confused. And he cried and ran away and told the teachers on me, and I was told I wasn't allowed to use my intelligence to bully other children. I was confused by it, because it was like, well, what? Wait, he's horrible to children. He beats up other students, and you tell me off for telling him that I was confused? I don't know. My teachers were very odd. So yeah, generally just, like, I'm not, oh, I'm so smart, oh my god, I'm so intelligent. But, you know, I am. Like, you can't get away from the fact. I always have been. I got to primary school and I could count to more than 200. My teacher was slightly frustrated with it, but that was alright. Then I always get this one. Latin nerd, or Latin freak, or Latin something else unpleasant. Because I did Latin all through high school. I did it for 2 years at university. I stopped because I didn't like the university course. They didn't teach it very nicely. But I've always liked it, and I loved my teacher who taught me. He was amazing. He was one of those teachers that was horrible to students. He'd throw pencils at us. He'd hit us with rulers. I mean, he wasn't a pleasant teacher, but he made you want to learn. Like, I've never had a teacher who, if I didn't get a good mark, I actually felt bad about it. Not because of me, but because I knew that I disappointed him. It was great. I did really well. Like, I failed my first 2 years of it. Well, not failed. I just didn't do very well because I was very lazy. And he said, no, do the next year, because I was taught by someone different for the first 2 years, and no, we'll whip you in shape, we'll be fine. And I was. End of my third year of doing Latin, after doing 2 years of only just passing, sort of, I'd get getting, I don't know how to change it to, I don't know what grades you guys get, but we do achieved, merit, then excellence. Oh, not achieved, merit, excellence, and achieved is like the lowest sort of, other than failing. It's just like, yeah, well done, you've just done it. And I just get that, and then my exam for year 11, I got 3 excellences. Like, the best mark you can get, it's like getting an A+. Pretty much was just, well done, you've done it. So yeah, I'm happy with this label. Very happy. I am definitely a Latin lover. One of my favourite books I have was sent by my mother's pen pal, and it is a Latin version of the first Harry Potter book. It is Harry Potter et Philosophi Lapi, which is Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. And I love it. I haven't got the whole way through it because it is quite confusing and I'm not that good at Latin, but I like it, so. And then this one. This is, I always get this. Childish. I don't know if you can read it. I had to write it twice because I wrote it too small. Childish. I jump in puddles. I like to play with bubbles. I love bubbles. Bubbles are really, I quite like bubbles. And magnets and toys and, dolls and, yeah, really childish. I've always been childish, apparently. Well, not always. When I was younger, I didn't play with dolls. I liked to play golf with my father. And somehow I've regressed as I got older. I've gotten more and more childish. And so one of the best ones is something that a friend told me, said about me at we're having a movie night, sort of sleepover thing, but we can't call them sleepovers because we're at university and there's boys there and it sounds silly to call them sleepovers then. So we call them movie nights even if we didn't watch movies. But one thing she said about me was she said that I can see the world through a child's eyes. And that was one of her favourite things about me. Because she said that, no matter what, like no matter how upset she was, she'd be chatting with me and, telling me about how awful her day was and how horrible. And I'd suddenly go, oh my god, there's a bumblebee! And go chase the bumblebee and then come back looking very sheepish and apologise for rushing off to chase the bumblebee. But it always made her feel better. And I've also been, with that one, also whimsical and happy. Like, there are so many people who I know who, because now they're at university, or they're, I'm older than 18, I have to behave like an adult. Just don't be stupid. My mother still behaves like a child half the time. We'll go play jumping puddles, and, she loves my dolls, loves them, and it's just, being childish doesn't mean, you throw tantrums every 10 minutes. It can just mean that you're really whimsical, and, you like to have fun. I think they're good, but, yeah. So I thought I'd do that tag because I think just because so many of the things that I've been labelled, I've actively, taken upon myself to stick with. And I've just noticed something that should, prove exactly how much of a nerd I am. I have a TARDIS on my fridge. I also have a Dalek and K9 and a Cyberman and a large number of other Doctor Who characters stuck to my fridge. But yeah, so, I'm happy. So yeah, that's the tag. Since I don't have any subscribers or anyone, I can't really tag anyone in it, but as with Smoky Pink Leopard, I would love to see Miss Glamorazzi's and Fleur de Force's videos, so I'll re-tag those two. And Really Graceful, I'd also love to see you do one, just because I think your videos are amazing. So yeah, that's about it. And so yeah, that's the Born This Way tag. So yeah, see ya. Yeah, I can't do fades out on my computer. I can't look at how, so you get the magical moving fingers instead.